Hi. So, my name is Tangela Hamilton, and I've sat here trying to figure out what to say, how to say, take notes. If you know anything about me, public speaking comes easy to me. But for the first time in a career of public speaking, podcast, television, entertainment, for the first time, this is probably the hardest, and I'm going to do my damnedest to keep this together. But I want to share my feelings, my experience, and what I went through with Johnson and Johnson's baby powder that was laden richly with carcinogens and asbestos and all of this that gave me my cancer. Before I go into this, I want to let you know that I was able to survive my cancer, but I'm still dealing with the fallout from that. And I want to send my blessings and prayers out to the women who didn't make it, to the men who didn't make it. I grew up in the South. I'm a Southern girl, black child, Southern girl. And where I come from, you weren't clean. It was a badge of honor. You weren't clean unless you had the badge of honor on, which is powder all the way up to your chest. And when you're wearing even a low cut blouse or something like that, that you literally see the powder residue. That was a thing. That's how heavily we used Johnson baby powder. Why? It's been like that as long as I've known. It was Johnson baby powder and shower to shower for me. Love that shower to shower. But that Johnson's baby powder, that's every day from the day I was born. Y'all were killing me. And so I think back because I have a great memory and I'm a spiritualist, so things come to me anyway. I don't forget much. I'm an old soul. And I think back to the commercials. I think back to how I went into, there wasn't a black home that I went into from my big mama on down who didn't have baby powder or shower to shower in their bathrooms, on their dressers. Because it was taught to us that in the South, it's hot, and to keep yourself from sweating, you put that powder under your boobs and you put that powder down there. If you did nothing else, you make sure that you put that powder down there to keep you from sweating, from perspiring, to keep you fresh. And for me and some others that I know, we even took it a step further. We took the same Johnson and Johnson's baby powder, shower to shower, used them interchangeably. And when we were have our cycles, because see, our parents didn't teach us to use tampons. They taught us to use sanitary napkins, pads. I didn't use tampons until I got almost grown. They didn't want anything inserting the vagina. Remember, I'm coming from the South, Bible Belt. I digress. And so we would put the baby powder, we would put the sanitary napkin on. And then on top of the sanitary napkin, would take the powder and sprinkle it on the napkin and then pull your panties up. So now what's right up against the opening of your vagina? Johnson and Johnson's baby powder. Shower to shower. I did this for years. And then all of a sudden, my body just wasn't acting right anymore. I wasn't having the proper periods. Get grown, I couldn't get pregnant. Little did I know there was cancer growing inside me. I didn't know. I didn't know. I've had BRCA testing. I don't have any cancer genetic things in my body. There was no reason for me to get cancer. There was no reason for me to get a gynecological cancer that could have taken me out in a matter of 6 weeks had I not had God tell me, go ahead and get the hysterectomy. You've gone through years of issues and this, that, and the other. You're 40. You're not going to have any, or you're knocking on 40. You're probably not going to have any kids anyway. And so I did the hysterectomy. And that's when they saw that I was in stage 1 fallopian tube cancer. That was the most one of the most aggressive kinds, where my doctor sat on the bed and told me if I hadn't have made that decision, in 6 months I would have been dead. And mind you, I had just gotten out of the shower and had just had my mother powder me up from head to toe with Johnson and Johnson's baby powder. Now I'm 48, still dealing with the struggle of what if the cancer comes back? Acting like a hypochondriac at the first of every year when my insurance would start all over, where I would see every doctor imaginable to get checked from head to toe to make sure that I didn't have cancer again, because I didn't want to die. I never would have to do this if I never had the cancer to start with, if I had never put that powder on me. But I didn't have a choice. See, because my mothers and my foremothers and forefathers were programmed to think that this powder was okay. That to feel clean, to feel fresh, you need to use our powder. We're top billing. We're the best you can have. We're going to get the job done. But you were fucking killing us. I sit back and I think back to all of the women and all of the men in that country little town that I'm from, Commerce, Texas, and surrounding areas. And I think about how many of them died with ovarian cancer, other gynecological cancers. And you can't help but put 2 and 2 together. I am pissed that J&J refuses to take care of us who were dealt a lifetime of fear that we would catch cancer again or go through this craziness again. It's not fair what you did to us. It's not fair that I could no longer have children. I could never have children. It's not fair that you did this to me. It is still a sore spot for me because it's the one thing that I ever wanted that I'll never be able to experience. I'm glad that these courts are seeing you for your bullshit. You got 60 some odd billion dollars set aside for a bullshit ass LTL management trying to sneak around with this Texas 2-step. I'm glad they called you on your bullshit. Your last play is the Supreme Court. And I'm sure that they are smart enough to give you the side eye to think that you would have the nerve to come to our Supreme Court and try to bullshit them too. Sorry, I give them, just like the other judges, a hell of a lot more credit than I would ever give you. This is your reckoning. You are at the time of reckoning. You have done it so many times where you knew your products were harmful and you tried to cover it up because of the money that you have, because of the access that you have. No. It's time to pay the fiddler. It's time to pay the piper. It's time to pay the people. Because it's not fair that you did this to us when we supported your company by buying your products. We trusted you. I trusted you. My whole lineage trusted Johnson and Johnson. But you didn't give two fat rats about us. You cared about the money. I'm glad that God allowed me to, to live through this so that I can see the day where a judge holds you accountable. I have to live the rest of my life feeling like a failure because where I come from, having children, you're top billing, top brass. If you can't have children, what good are you? The shame. I have to go through my life every day, every waking day, thinking, did it come back? Is the cancer back? How do I know it's not in my lungs? We inhaled it too, putting powder on up to here, using it as sometimes as powder our faces when we couldn't afford to buy makeup. We inhaled it. I'm scared for my life, and I'm 48 years old. I can't rest in my life because I'm worried about what you did to me. No, you need to give an account for this. The man that I loved the most, I told him my only regret is that I could not give him children because my body wasn't functioning properly because this poison was in my body wreaking fucking havoc. I sit down and I can see myself as a teen throwing at least a half an inch of powder on my sanitary napkin, on my Kotex, my maxi pads, and pulling it up on my body, on my hips, and pulling up my panties and patting it so that I can see the powder poof out as I pat. And where's that going? Right into my body. You just ruined us, me, and so many others that didn't get a chance to live to understand the damage that you caused. You gave them death sentences. I'm glad I beat mine today. But every day that I wake up is a win. Every day that I wake up and not have cancer is a win. But I have to keep checking and fighting every day. I had to change, different things in my diets. I'm looking like crazy on the internet to try to ingest things in my life that fights cancer because I just want to prevent it at any cost because I don't know how far the damage is gone. I've already had it once. How do I not know it's in my lungs at this point? I can't give anybody children. I have to go through this process of at least the first 3 months of the year of checking every major system in my body because I don't know where your talc could have landed. I don't know if it got into my respiratory system. Could have. I wouldn't be surprised that it hadn't or that it had because I know what we did with it. But you said it was okay. It was wrong for you to target us. It was wrong for you to target Black people knowing that you were killing us. It was deliberate. You didn't give a damn. You deserve to pay. And I don't give a damn how it breaks you. I mean, you've got access to cash that most people will never see. I don't give a damn about the dent that it does. No amount of money you can give is worth what you guys have done to my life and the lives of many others. While we sit and wait for the day that we hear that word again. Living in fear every day because of you. If I had the ability to shut you down, I swear to God I would. because you don't give a damn about the people. You don't give a damn about health. You give a damn about the mighty dollar. And you will do and trample over and use anybody to do it. But you sure went after our people. You sure made sure that in the South, you targeted us. I'd like to know more about that. At the end of the day, this is my story. And I just wanted to be able, I see everybody else out here telling their story. No, I need y'all to hear how it impacted me and how it impacted people like me who look like me and in our communities, because there was a deliberate effort to target us. And I don't see anybody talking about that. I don't see that on the major airwaves. I don't see any of that. Today you do. It starts with me. I hope you pay, and I hope you fall, and I hope you fail. I'm done.